Another one burning and is in flames. Of course, we do see the medevac right there trying to heal it. We see the Mutila's trying to snipe that medevac as it is not feeling so healthy. And of course, look at that. That's an awesome relationship when he heals you and you heal him. So that's pretty cool too. We have the flock of EGIdra kind of looming as this terrible dark menace, as we do actually see the Marines trying to get another tooth in there, as we do see one Mutulus fall to the stem Marines right there. So right now, what do we have going on here? We just have these Mutulus, an ever threatening presence here. More Marines stemming in there, trying to keep these guys at bay. Of course, you know, like I said in the last game, when you see the Marines and the Mutulus going toe-to-toe, the Marines are just so cheap. And once again, we see the Mutulus coming in here and just pegging on this supply depot. They really don't like this supply depot. I think that this guy has really late parties and keeps them up all night, and that's why they're pissed off. I think if they just let him kill that one, maybe these Mutulus will go away. I know that's totally a load of bullshit, but what is this? We have another drop by Select, selecting a great job of not allowing EGIdra to be the only one that's being aggressive here. We see the Marines coming in here. We actually don't see the medevac backing him up, so these guys are on their own. This huge flock of Mutulus will, of course, be dispatching the Marines and that one Hellion ASAP, but really that allowed Select to have a breather right here. And we did see another medevac full of Marines go ahead and come back, as he knows that that flock of Mutulus is coming pretty close to critical mass, as these guys are going to really start raining down the paint. And yes, once again, attacking that same supply depot. They really have it out for this one supply depot. This must be really a huge jackass that lives there. So right now, looming outside of the base, continually applying that pressure. Not sure about this medevac. This medevac's just kind of chilling, doesn't really want to be part of the action. And we do have a command center just about to finish up for Select. Of course, Select moving his SCVs out there to try to put down some defenses beforehand. They got sniped right there, so he's going to have to queue them up again. And whoa, what is that? We see an armory coming in. So Select not liking the fact that this Mutulus ball is getting so large. I guess we'll continue to call it a flock, as a murder is actually a group of, well, I know it's really a group of crows, but oh, poor medevac. But we're actually going to go with a murder of Colossus. So yes, a flock of Mutulus, as a lot of these guys have a lot of kills. There's 5, yeah, he was a slayer right there. So these Marines are going to be stemming and once again chasing off this group of Mutulus. Uh-oh. What is this, though? We have Banelings almost done with centrifugal hooks. We do have Siege Tech almost here, but I do not believe it's going to be in time, as we do have one tank in here. Of course, those tanks are going to be more than apt at soaking up the damage from that bio ball. Right now, Select really not in a good position, as he has been not necessarily contained, but he hasn't been able to expand in a manner that he generally would feel comfortable in doing so, as we vote. EGIdra has 2 and is getting the high yield over here, so EGIdra is about to macro it up big time, and Select needs to make some magic happen, or he is going to have this game run away from him. And he is trying to bust down that door. Yes, and we do actually see the door coming down. We see more and more Banelings being queued up, so we could see a very decisive play here from EGIdra ASAP, as these Banelings could come streaming in here. Of course, we do have 2 siege tanks, but there are so many Banelings here. I don't think that those siege tanks would be able to take out enough, and we're probably going to see the Mutulus snipe those siege tanks anyway, as we see more Mutulus coming in here to add themselves to the power of this flock. And I do believe that we've actually seen critical mass hit by EGIdra for his flock of Mutulus. So we do see some more Zerglings joining up with that ball of Banelings, and we do see armor level 1 coming up for EGIdra. So EGIdra going to make those Banelings that much harder to kill on his turn. Of course, he can kill them on his terms, as they're suicide units. So right now, we see a nice little picket fence of Overlords. And wait, what is this? We have the Marines almost being caught out in the open. These Banelings are coming up here, and we are probably going to see a contact, but no, we do see them stem. We do see a few unlucky Marines come down there, but so many of those Banelings were killed by these tanks. We see 7 kills from that tank, 8 kills from that tank, all of which were either Banelings or Zerglings. So Select doing a good job of avoiding that. I believe that it would have gone terribly, terribly wrong for Select if he had not actually had those tanks in siege mode. So that really showing you the power of mech to nullifying the effects of the bio. But we have once again Mutulus coming here, and they are going to be able to snipe that, pretty much one-shotting that tank. And like I said, they're hitting critical mass. They're able to one-shot that tech lab and doing a lot of substantial damage to that factory. So Select is in a really precarious position, as he hasn't really gone out and he hasn't dropped. So as a player, Select, and I would feel that he is in an uncomfortable position, as we see nothing coming from him production-wise, and so much coming from Idra. Idra's really in his prime right now, in the full-blown macro mode, as he's had this natural for a long time. He has a lot of minerals in his main, and he has the high yield. He's populating the high yield right now. And we actually even see this Overlord throwing down some creep up there. So Select just now getting his natural course. It is fully populated, but yes, his main is mined out, so he's effectively one-basing it. But meanwhile, we have those Mutalisks sniping that factory. There are so many Mutalisks in there. Let's go take a gander at that. Yes, we have 24 Mutalisks to 26 Marines. Now, I don't know about y'all, but I know that Mutalisks can go toe-to-toe with a single Marine. But what we do have coming in here is we have the Mutalisks coming into this mineral line. The critical mass Mutalisks are just too much for that one turret to do anything about, and those Glaive bouncing around, doing a lot of bounce damage. And we do see more of those units running in there. We have the one tank force Select right now sieged up. We have a lot of SCVs doing absolutely nothing. And we do have the Thor. The Thor right now is Select's. This is his prayer. This is really, he's going to have to make this Thor count, as he cannot afford to make another one at the moment. Now, it will be soon, but right now we have the Mutalisks harassing once again these Marines, stemming, trying to make something happen, but we see those turrets just fall to the intense fire of those Mutalisks, as they do have the attack upgrade, and they do 10 damage a pop. Of course, that is after, oh, I'm sorry, that is before armor. Woo, excuse me, that Jimmy John's getting to me. But right now we have them knocking down the destructible debris, waiting for this massive Baneling and Zergling army. This alone would be very difficult for Select to deal with what he has on the field. But right now, this Thor is just itching to get a hold of this murderous flock of Mutalisks right here, as these air units will ball up when they attack. Of course, they will spread out, but if he throws a couple of javelin missiles, he's going to do so much damage, but we have so many Zerglings moving in here, and this Thor is in danger of being surrounded. But yes, this Thor is going to pop up a couple of shots into the flock of Mutalisks, and he is doing a lot of damage, but so many Banelings and so many bouncing Glaive Worms. This is just completely crushing. Select has nothing to do but GG, and we do see him GG out of the game. So that was pretty intense stuff. We saw early on Select applying a lot of pressure, but he wasn't able to sustain that pressure and overcome EGIdra, as EGIdra was able to amass that Mutalisk flock. And really good job of just purely being annoying and not really engaging with his Mutalisks until he got a crap ton of them, because when you have 5, 10 Mutalisks, they can get picked off, and when you lose them, it's hard to get that ball rolling. And when you hit that critical mass of those Mutalisks, it's just raw, unstoppable power like we saw. They're just one-shotting these missile turrets, even like 2- and 3-shotting factories. That's pretty crazy. That's really, really dangerous. So, guys, hope you enjoyed it. Really intense action. We have one more coming in between Select and EGIdra, and it is probably the craziest of them all. It will be Delta Quadrant, so map we didn't really see much of in the MLG Dallas tournament. So, guys, thank you so much for joining me, and please join me for the next one. And as always, citizens, stay safe.